Hey, welcome back to the channel. I'm Justin. This is Whiskey and Rides. So, spent the last couple days just kind of poking around the new Sportster, seeing what we're going to have to do, and got some good news on that front. I think the really only things that we're going to have to do is the front and rear tire, of course, that were in pretty bad shape. The battery, I think, is going to be able to be salvaged. I had a battery tender on her for a couple days here, and she's firing up good. I guess we'll take that as it comes later in the year. But beyond that, and fluid swap and a good cleaning, I think she's just about ready to hit the road. Since I got the afternoon off work, I thought I'd go ahead and get the phone mount and charging system installed. So we're going to go with the quad lock system. I'm a big fan of the quad lock phone mount system. I've had this on my Street Glide for a couple of years now, and it's been absolutely phenomenal. For Christina's bike, we're going with the handlebar mount itself. The vibration dampener, of course. Highly recommend this for anybody who's putting one of these on. We're going to try out the wireless charging system on hers. On mine, I went ahead and just ran a iPhone cable up through my fairing, but we wanted to try the wireless charging option on here. And because the Sportster doesn't have a power point on it, we're going to add the waterproof 12-volt USB charging adapter. Supposedly this is a smart adapter. When it doesn't see a signal or a draw, I guess, being pulled from the phone it's supposed to be charging, it'll turn off and not drain your battery. So I guess we'll see how that works out. Hey, sorry for the interruption. It's me from the future. I did what I probably should have done in the first place and had a look at the instructions for the smart adapter. I wanted to understand how this auto setting was supposed to work. Basically how it works is when the adapter sees a voltage coming from the battery of 12.5 volts or less, it's going to turn off and stop drawing anything from the battery. So why this is a good thing is if we forget to turn off the charger itself, forget the phone on there, for whatever reason, it's not going to drain the battery and leave us stranded. Tested this out today with my multimeter to see where it cuts off, and it's definitely right around that 12.5 volts. So hopefully this will save us in the summer. Anyway, back to it. This should be a fairly simple install. I think what we're going to do for this one, we got to take the seat off. I'm going to remove the front bolt from the tank just so I can manipulate it a little bit. Underneath here, we probably won't be able to see it, but there is a plastic, I guess, cable management system that's already on the bike. I'm not going to go ahead and remove that this time. I want to get the whole system installed, try it out, make sure she's happy with where it goes before I actually lock everything down and go through the effort of re-zip tying everything. Tools wise, not a whole lot to this. We're going to need a couple sockets and extensions for the tank and the battery. Again, the hex wrench for taking the tank off. For putting the quad lock stuff all together, I'm going to need this little 3mm hex wrench. It's the only metric thing I think I need for this other than the battery terminal, which of course is a 10mm. So yeah, let's get at this. Well, I got halfway through loosening the gas tank up and I figured, you know what, I'm just going to take the whole thing off. It's going to make routing the wire from down at the battery here up to the handlebars just a whole lot easier. It was 2 bolts, the vent line, and the wiring harness for the sensor. Super easy to get off. I'll give it a good clean while I'm in here. But next thing I'm going to do, I guess, I'm going to get the phone mount itself put together and get it mounted on the handlebars. What I really love about the quad lock stuff is it kind of just comes with all the different pieces that you're going to need. You put it together like Lego depending on what your specific needs are. And it also comes with the wrench just in case you don't have it. But what I think I'm going to need for this setup is I'm going to need the ring itself. I'm going to need the locking mechanism. Of course, I'm going to need the vibration dampener. And then all that is going to be put together with the charging system. We'll get that mounted onto the bars, then we'll go ahead and mount up the wiring itself to the battery. Alright, got the mount on the bike. Went on fairly easy. Really what I needed to use was the ring and the bushing from the mount kit itself, the vibration dampener, and then the charging pad. And I didn't realize this, but this is pretty slick. The charging pad also acts as the locking mechanism, so that's pretty cool. So next step, going to go ahead and get the wiring done for the charging adapter, and we'll get back to it. I don't know if it's just me, but I think anything to do with the battery on a Sportster or connecting accessories is a bit of a pain in the ass. If you go by the actual instructions, what you're supposed to do is fire a extension and a swivel way back there and undo the grounding lug there, pull it forward, disconnect the positive up here. That allows the cable from the battery to that grounding lug to move back and forth freely and address the battery, no problem. But getting that lug off is an absolute pain in the ass. There is a grounding lug on this side that I attached the battery tender to, and it works quite well, but still a bit of a pain in the ass. You actually have to get it from the other side with 2 extensions just to get it off, but no big deal. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna run the wire down, get it connected to the battery, and then test stuff out. All right, looks like I got her all together. She's working. Let me show you what I did. So, starting from the battery, ran up to the quad locks power box here. I've set it to auto, which then runs up the frame rail, in with the wiring harnesses back here. I've connected the USB plug that comes from the charging mechanism down here to the USB plug, and I've got that all tidied up. Wire comes up through the triple tree and onto the charging mechanism. Now, what I thought was when that was set to auto, that this was not going to work unless there was a phone connected to it. Looks like I wasn't right on that. Maybe I should read the instructions. Anyway, it's all good. I'm just going to have to make sure that gets turned off so we don't drain the battery. So, time to get the bike back together and get cleaned up. All right, bike is back together. She runs, I double checked, and everything seems to be good. So we'll let the wife try that out, see how she likes it, and make any adjustments we need to. Sun's finally decided to come out, so might actually see if I can get out of the alley today and go for a ride. We'll see. So anyway, till next time, this is Whiskey and Rides.